Hey guys, Jarvis here. Welcome back to another trip report on the channel. Today we're flying Spirit Airlines to Chicago O'Hare from Orlando. Let's get into it. After we checked in, we went through TSA, which actually didn't have really long lines, so I got to record a little, but besides that, we took the monorail to the main terminal to head to our gate. Time to catch the monorail to the terminal. Let's do this. Flight scheduled to leave at 6:15. So it looks like we're on time.
Please stand clear of doors and hold on to handrails. When the gate leak stops, please exit to gates 1 through 29.
I was very bored at Orlando, so I was just watching people drive around, and I actually caught this guy driving. Well, if you can't tell already, the weather started to rain and nobody was going nowhere. The airport kind of like shut down for a little, but some planes were departing, some planes were arriving, but here's our aircraft from Guatemala City landing in Orlando. Now this is the part of the trip report where it got really this just shows how bad Spirit is pretty much. It's because they kept switching our gate like every second, and everyone would go to that gate, and then they would say like, oh, this is the wrong gate, go back to the other gate, and then they did it again, and it's like so confusing the amount of times they switched. But I mean, it was like, I think we ended up taking off like an hour late, or I don't even know how long it was, but yeah, this is where Spirit really has their problems with pretty much keeping everyone in one group area. But I mean, Spirit was still a good airline, don't get me wrong, but I mean, they need to fix that up. Like, they got us really confused. Oh yeah, I also did a time lapse because how long it took for us to just wait around. But yeah, this is an A320 heading on out. I think it pushed back a little bit before we left, and then another plane came, I think. But yeah, that's what happened. Alright guys, well, we're about to get on the aircraft. Not really doing a voiceover, I'm just doing it in the video. I might cut it out, I don't know if you're hearing this, but flight's been delayed because of weather. You can't tell by the background. But yeah, we're about to board, heading to O'Hare. It says that it departed, but it actually didn't. Our aircraft is here. I'll put more information on the screen. But yeah, I don't know where that plane's going, I'll check. Maybe put a picture on flight radar. But yeah, here's our plane. I believe it is. I hope it is, because I mean, at this point they've been switching gates like crazy. But yeah, out of board. Alright guys, we finally got on the plane. Here we go. Looks like we're boarding now. Everything looks good, and we're getting on. Let's do this.
Well, have that seatbelt sign off when it's safe to get out of your seats. And Chicago weather reporting partly cloudy skies, 86 degrees. I apologize for the delay today. And it looks like our airplane was parked at airside 4, and with the weather rolling through, it took a while to bring the airplane up here. So appreciate your patience. We'll be closing the door momentarily. And enjoy the flight.
ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing is condensation. It's pretty warm and muggy outside, cool on the inside of the aircraft, and it's all the mist. It'll clear out very shortly.
So when we hit our cruising altitude, I really didn't fall asleep. I was just watching the views. And this flight actually ended up being like 30 or 40 minutes longer. Not because of the delays. Well, yeah, because of that we also got delayed. But also because there was some storms in Atlanta, I believe, when I was flying this day. And we ended up having to go all the way by St. Louis and then heading on up to O'Hare, which kind of delayed us, but it wasn't that bad. So this is the part where we kind of flew not too far from Atlanta, and as you could tell by the clouds, it was a little bumpy, and by the time lapse. But if I had sat on the right, I believe you could probably have seen some thunder and whatever. But it was really bad in Atlanta. But a lot of delays happened, but I'm so happy I wasn't flying to Atlanta that day.
Don't say no. Off it just as soon as it's smooth. Take your patience. And we'll update you on the weather as we approach the airport. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. Partly cloudy skies, 79 degrees. Seatbelt sign to be coming on in a couple minutes for the remainder
Now,
of the
as we were starting our descent into Chicago, we could see some really nice views from the sunset, which I guess this delay was kind of good, but I was really tired from this whole trip, but it was really fun going to Orlando, and, well, the landing at O'Hare was great, as you're going to see in a little. But overall, Orlando was really fun to go to, and I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. But I'll talk more about what I rate Spirit overall, because the only thing bringing them down is kind of like the seats and their service, but other than that, they're a really good airline. The aircraft are really clean and nice. But if you just want to get a nice and fast ticket to somewhere like Los Angeles or Orlando or Tampa, Florida, or Detroit, I don't know, wherever you're planning to go, if you just want to buy something, just like a whatever experience you just want to go, I would choose Spirit. But if you want to get something like free drinks on board, you could go with Southwest, American, or United. I really don't know. But if you just want to go somewhere, I would choose Spirit. we landed, the plane taxied to the gate and we deboarded. And I just wanted to say super quick because O'Hare is such a big airport. I mean, the taxi wasn't that long, but it was a little long, just wanted to say. But man, O'Hare is a big airport. And well, if you just want also for something for Southwest, like if you kind of want to fly at an airport which doesn't have that long where you're on the ground taxiing, Midway is a smaller airport, but it's a little more dangerous, but it's your risk. So while we taxi, I'm gonna give the airline their official ranking on my opinion. In my opinion, they do need a little more work, so I'll give them a 8.2 out of 10. Well, I just want to say the service is like the food service, the catering services. I mean, I didn't really get anything because yeah, it's a little overpriced, but sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but it was pretty good for my flights. But also wanted to say, like, when we checked in, it was weird how we had to like add each other, like on my family, and then it was like where you had to put your passport when we didn't even have one. So in my opinion, they have like this automated check-in, which I don't even think matters. I mean, I don't really like it. It was kind of like AI. I don't even know at this point, man. But I kind of prefer someone manually doing it at the airport. But hey, it's just my opinion. But it was a little confusing, so it took us a little time. And TSA wasn't really that long at Orlando. But yeah, this airline just needs a little work. But it's still a good airline. So whatever you guys want to fly, you can fly. But yeah, I think if you just want to go somewhere really quick, I prefer Spirit. But yeah, it's your opinion. Also, here's Emirates. I don't know if what I did in a minute here. I think I showed it on Flight Radar. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. But let's head to baggage claim after we deboard. Now, as we were pulling into our gate, I actually saw this old Spirit livery, which I actually think looks really nice. I wish Spirit kept more of these, which I think there are a lot of them still left. I don't know how much though, but I think this livery looks really nice. I like it. It's not all yellow. It doesn't scream banana. But yeah, I guess the delay was kind of good because we got to see some more planes than normal. But this guy's off to Houston. Oh yeah, I also wanted to point out, I don't know if this is like a fuel truck. It does not look like one at all. But if anyone could tell me in the comments what this truck is down there, please let me know, because I was actually wondering what this was. I don't know if it was like lavatory service or what, but it was something. But if anyone could let me know in the comments, let me know. So as you can see, it was like, I think a fuel truck. I have no idea, but I also wanted to point out really quick that if you ever fly on an airplane in general, bring some gum, because my ears were hurting really bad when I left the plane, and I was like, it was bad. Like, I had some gum with me, but I wasn't chewing it enough. So yeah, bring some gum, and just know that, your ears pop a lot on that plane. Oh yeah, I also find it interesting that Spirit moved from Terminal 3 to Terminal 2. I think they moved because of a construction project. Anyways, we deboarded. I actually got to see the cockpit a little, which was actually pretty cool. Too bad I couldn't go inside. It's actually because there were so many people behind. It would kind of take up time, and there was no pilots inside. So maybe next time or in another trip report, final view of the aircraft, and I was off. Once again, this Spirit's heading off to Houston, and our plane was actually going to do another flight to Newark, but it was delayed. I actually tracked it when I got home, but it was already still flying and it was about to land. But after that, headed to baggage claim. Nothing like Orlando though, because it was delayed a little, the baggage. But yeah, my baggage was already circling around. I grabbed it once again in good condition, unlike some people's bags that actually get destroyed. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this trip report. It was really fun, this whole Orlando trip. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, I'll put my ranking for Spirit on the screen. But anyways, I just want to say super quick, this is not the end. We are taking maybe one more trip. I'm not saying where, and it's soon in August. And probably when I'm uploading this, I'm actually about to leave. So I just want to say that I hope you guys, everyone, enjoyed this video. It was I actually enjoyed making these trip reports, but I got one thing to say. I'm Jarvis, and I'm out. Safe travels. Peace!